Hi, and thanks for watching another video from Pro Audio Development. Today we are at a skating rink. I'm not going to list the name just so that we don't get any copyright problems, but we have some issues with the speakers, and this is an old system. I don't know what kind of cabinet that is. That looks like an old Altec Lansing cabinet, and the original amps that come out of the building were Altec Lansing. So there's one there. Someone's done an install. I got another speaker here. Then there's a second here. We got a little buzz that we got to take care of. Looks like 18's in there. And there's the third one. And then you got down there 1, 2, and 3. They wanted me to replace the speakers, but if you look, the ceiling has been contoured to fit the speaker, and I could probably put one in here okay without an issue. There's rigging already here, but I just think it's cool. I think we're going to try to get these working again. I mean, everything works, it's just the low end is gone. I've got one sub over there that works. So let's go in the DJ booth and I want to show you a couple of things. Okay, now we're inside the DJ booth. I pulled a couple of things out here. System had a big buzz, and it still got a little hum to it, but it was real major. And inside here, I've got some wiring issues I got to work with. Someone has traded wires around, and they got some cheap RCAs in here. Unfortunately, the owner is bringing me some cheap cables back, so eventually hopefully we can swap these out for good cables. Then we got an EQ and a sonic maximizer, and someone's replaced the amps, and the crossover is not even connected. So my job is to fix the rat's nest and rewire the crossover and amps. But we only got 2 amps here. The cabinets outside are bi-amped, and there's 6 cabinets. So hopefully they're at least 8 ohm speakers. If they are, then we can, I think we're at like a 2.4, 2.3 ohm load if you parallel everything together. But I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to shoot some videos showing what the ohm load is currently on the amps. But one bad thing is to see this kind of cable connection for the speaker, and then tied in with signal wire. So that's like 18 or 20 gauge shielded connected to speaker wire. And we're going to find out what's under the tape later. So stay tuned, I'll give you some more shots. I'm going to give you a little update here. I've already been taking stuff apart. The crossover, which I had found, that was coming out of the mid and the highs of the crossover. That is going to channel 2 on both amps. Channel 1 on both amps is coming straight up to the EQ and maximizer. So the amps don't appear to be bridged unless they're in mono input mode. I'll have to check all that. Half the amps are only being used. And I wanted to show you before I started cutting. You saw this. Well, here's the other ends of them. And here. If you got to do that many piggybacks, just get more connectors. Because really this wire is supposed to go through here and get to a strain relief, and you know, there's a way around this without having to do, see if I can get it in the light, without having to do that. If you have to, just take a regular wire that'll fit in there, bring it off a couple of inches, and then solder these 2 wires to it. And that's what I'm going to have to do here, and I'll show you that later. This is not too bad. And then over here, this is more carnage. Okay, I got my meter set up. And some of these connections that were just single connections, like these, that have been labeled and unplugged straight out of the amp. These were amp A channel 1, amp 2 channel 1. And over here we got amp A channel 1. Okay, so I connected to this one, and we're showing I'm not sure if I can trust that or not yet. Let me wiggle it around. Wiggle it, connect. Whoop. And that's roughly 12 ohms. It's all over the board. I got a bad connection here. It's hard to film with one hand and move connectors. Anyway, here's one that the wires were junction together. So this is 2 speakers on one. And see what we can get on it. Alright, and I don't know if I got, alright, we're 12 ohm, 11 ohm, 11.5 ohm. So that's 2 speakers connected. That's 12 ohms. So maybe there's 16 ohms out there or something kind of crazy. But when I go to a single amp 2 channel 2, do I have another amp A, amp 2 channel 1? Let's just do this one, amp 2 channel 2. Whoop, you can't see what I'm doing, sorry. Pardon me just a second. I'm having to hold it with the other hand. Alright. We're connected there. And it's all over the board. There's the 12 something ohm, 15, 16, 20 ohm. Okay, I got this speaker taken apart, and what I found is the crossover network inside obviously is probably toast, because I remember seeing this speaker playing when I was, oh god, 12 years old, and 43 now. So anyhow, someone's buying up the cabinet and replace some drivers. There's an EV driver here. I tested these, they both work. Found the compression driver is gone. It's OEP audio, and I need to order some diaphragms for it. This will be an easy enough fix, but I gotta go through all the trouble of taking all that apart just to screw this thing back on. I don't see any burn places or no rips in the diaphragm. It looks good, but I see a little evidence right here that something went wrong. So usually somewhere in there, that might be it. Usually somewhere in there you can see where it burns the coil. So anyhow, I'll try to get some numbers off of this or look it up, see if I can order some more. But anyway, so that's an update. I'm going to finish wiring this cabinet up, at least play it with the woofers and the little super tweeters up top. And order some compression driver diaphragms, and when they come in, I'll come back in and pull a woofer out and replace it. This is probably not good. I've found another crossover up in the storage room. But you know, honestly, with today's technology, I'm going active. They've already got an active crossover in there. So what we're doing, told you I was rewiring my little makeshift soldering table. Is I took this cabinet, a little hum going on because I got stuff unplugged. I took this cabinet here and run the woofers to one side of the amp and the horn and the tweeters to the other side. Split them in the crossover, and this cabinet rocks. So we're going to wire the rest of them just like this. Alright, I got everything kind of neat and tidied up. This isn't my work here. Can't see it real good. Let me get my flashlight. And it's at an angle because you can take the amps and pull them all the way out here on the floor. So anyway, we got the rat's nets out, and we're good to go. Everything's happy. I moved the crossover up here, connected it, so now we have control with the crossover and EQ right here. One happy customer.